Hi, this is Eric Horn with BoardGameGeek. My guest, Nikki Pontius, yes, with Studio H. Our demo hands also has a face. How about that?
Wow, hands everywhere.
That's right. Multiple. Oh, the green screen hand too? You got one giant hand and one small hand? That's ridiculous. Okay. So Nikki does some work for French publisher Studio H. We're hoping to get a look at a trick-taking game, Hagakure, which I know Studio H had announced very early in the year, and then I think it got delayed a bit with everything that had been going on.
Right. So we're, for the U.S., we're looking at mid-August. So that's going to be distributed by Asmodee in the U.S. So mid-August, look for it.
Okay. I believe it's a 3 to 5 player game?
It is 3 to 5 players. I got the board set up for 3. There's some alteration, small card alteration you do based on number of people playing the game. I can hop right into a quick teach of it. The first thing you would look at is determine how many players you've got, and then you will accordingly take some of the cards out based on number of players and how many rounds you're going to play based on number of players. So we have this nice cheat card in there that helps you separate cards out. So up here on the side are the ones we are not playing with because of the, these are the cards that we've taken out because of number of players. All the blue cards are the lower number cards. I believe they go from 1 to 16. And then the red cards are going to be from 17 up to 27. It's divided like that. There are only two card types. There are the blue and the red. The reds are the samurai cards, and the blues are the villager cards. Then there is this lovely Fool card here. There are only 3 of them in the deck. No matter how many players you are playing with, there are always going to be the 3 Fools in the deck. They are interesting, and each one of the Fools, actually the art is different on each of all of these cards. So the art is another thing to really point out. It's pretty game. When you win a trick, you are only getting 1 point for winning the trick. If you win no tricks, you are getting 0 points. The only way to get a little more points when you win a trick is if you manage to take this samurai card, which has 1 additional point at the bottom of it. In addition to the normal trick-taking play, we will be playing 1 card. You do not have to follow suit unless the lead player has played a red samurai card. Otherwise, you don't have to follow suit. So that changes it up from the normal trick-taking that you normally would play. But highest number will win the trick. There are tokens. These are called Nabori tokens. I hope these don't disappear on the blue screen. At the beginning of a 1 round of play, or I'm sorry, a hand of play, I will say, you can choose to use one of these tiles. If you want to, you don't have to. They do interesting certain things. Like I said, you get -2 if you don't win a trick. So this particular tile, if you drew a really bad hand, you might want to play that. So you would get 0 points for that round. That is assuming that you think you're not going to win any tricks. If you do win any tricks, then you're still going to be taking a 0. But 0 is better than -2. The other one is ×2, so that's kind of obvious. If you win 5 tricks, you're going to get 10 points for that instead of 5 points. This one is look at another player's hand of cards. So you would choose a player and look at what they've got. This one is to change out your hand of cards. So that's another way to get rid of your hand of cards if you've got terrible cards. The interesting part about that is this is the draw deck. It is going to be pared down. There are only 5 cards in this draw deck right now because of the number of players. So if I've got a terrible hand and I use that, I would change out my hand, draw these 5, and then what I discarded would be put for the draw deck or on top of the draw deck if there were more cards. And if someone else decided to do a discard their hands, they would be drawing your terrible hand of cards that you just got rid of. So it may not be a good plan to have more than one person play that particular tile in the deck. This one is for, villagers. If you've got some great villager cards, remember they're the lower end numbers of the deck. But if you think that you are going to have a collection of villagers in the tricks that you have won, this is across however many tricks you win, you can get an additional 2 points for that. So you're judging your hand based on that. Then I brought up the crazy old fool. He is, in terms of following, he is a, would have to follow if a red samurai card was played, but otherwise, no. But what he does is, the first samurai that is played is 0 points. If a second player plays a samurai down, then that second one will trump the first one and it will win the trick. If a third, then the third would win the trick. So there are ways to draw cards out of people's hands by using the tiles. So you don't want to be the first one to play the old fool, but you might end up being the first one based on what other people do to you during the one trick. In a trick, you're only playing 1 card down, and then whoever's got the highest is going to take that trick. And then you move on to the next card until everybody's out of their cards. And then you add it up on the nice little score sheet we have, and you shuffle everything all back together again, and you deal it out again, and you move on to the next round of play with the next hand of 5 cards. Your tile is a one-time use, so if you chose to use a tile, you would turn that over, and they're all in player colors so they can stay organized, and then you would have the remaining 4 left to you for the next round of play if you choose one or none. That is the whole entire game.
And no matter how many players, you're going to have some number of cards not in play. Correct?
You will have, let's see, in 5 you will have everything in play.
But I mean, you'll have a deck of cards that is not dealt out. So
oh, yes.
Some cards will not be in players' hands, so you don't know necessarily if you're playing a 25. There may be no higher cards.
Right.
Maybe you have the highest, but you don't know.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of subtlety in the game with the fact that there's only 2 suit types. And then the tiles add some interesting little twists to it. So you want to call out people's old fools if they've got them, and things like that. And again, the art is just really, really pretty on these cards. There's some of them. I don't know. Is this blue going to disappear? No, it doesn't. Fantastic.
That's right. It's a French game, so it's going to look styling.
Yeah, it's super stylish. I want to show you the other old fools. Here's another old fool. I am not finding the other old fool. It's around.
It's around. That's right. Had it at some point. There we go. Okay.
So it's really pretty.
Super.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the overview of Hagakure out Q3 2020.
Yeah. So next month,
America.
mid-August.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.